Morning, Bucknutters. It is Tuesday, November 28th, 2017. I am Dan Rubin. This is the Bucknuts Morning 5 and Change. Joining me on Tuesday, as always, is the lovely and talented Duane Long. Dwayne, nice, clear, crisp day in Dayton. Same with Columbus. How are you feeling this fine morning?
I'm looking forward to Saturday.
We are all looking forward to Saturday. First, let's take a quick look back. Dwayne, we've analyzed and broken down Ohio State's yet again triumph over a program from the upper regions of the Midwest. What is your lasting impression of Ohio State's win in Ann Arbor?
Well, the thing that stands out to me is 31-6 over the last three quarters. Ohio State came out and could not get it right in the first quarter. I mean, had 9 plays, 3 3-and-outs, a third and 16 and a third and 18 in the 3 possessions. It just was, it couldn't get out of our own way, and then came back and dominated the game, 31-6. I mean, that's what I come back to is how badly we outplayed them the rest of the game for 3 of the 4 quarters.
Yeah, I'll say this. It really doesn't look like Michigan is on Ohio State's level right now. We've all said that in jest over the Harbaugh era, but I thought that was a real interesting litmus test for their team. They just don't look as fast. They don't look as strong. They're not as deep. And they have a few nice players, but go down the Michigan roster and tell me who's starting for the Buckeyes. If you're not approaching, out of all 22, if you're not getting into the double digits, you got no shot. And they have no shot. So let's move on to the next opponent. Ironically, or ironic, really not a ton of chatter about this. This is the one thing that's making me nervous about Wisconsin. The undefeated Badgers, really the only, I guess Central Florida and Wisconsin are the only undefeated teams left. Kind of feels like this is Wisconsin doing the Iowa thing from a few years ago. I think they're a better team than that. The spread is 6.5 points. Ohio State is the favorite. You got a neutral field here, so that's a straight determination that Vegas thinks Ohio State's basically a touchdown better. There's no home court or home field edge there. How do you feel about that going into it? The spread of 6.5 points. I'm not talking as a gambler here, but your impression of where the two teams stand.
Well, I think that the spread is accurate. I think we should be that much better than Wisconsin. We got clearly better personnel. You were talking about how many players from Michigan would start at Ohio State. Wisconsin would have even less. They've got the one really outstanding running back, and outside of him, I don't know if anybody that I've seen on their roster would be a starter here. Clear personnel advantage. It's just we have that thing where we have this tendency to beat ourselves, and a team as solid as Wisconsin, they're just not going to make mistakes, Dan. They just don't. They're going to be solid in all aspects of the game, and a team like Ohio State has to beat itself, and we've shown a tendency to do that. We absolutely beat ourselves against Iowa, and just did not seem to make adjustments against Oklahoma, and the same thing happened. Just we do have a thing about beating ourselves.
I agree completely on that. Like I said going into last week's game, it's not what I want to see from the Buckeyes. It's what I don't want to see. I don't want to see drop passes. I don't want to see, late hits on the quarterback. I don't want to see a ton of stuff. It's amazing. When they play smooth football, they almost feel unbeatable. They've had, if you were to highlight some of their high points this year, their high points are as high as the 2014 high points in terms of the offense and the way it's looked. It's just they haven't been able to sustain it. Where would you rank Wisconsin among the opponents Ohio State has faced this season, including everybody on their schedule?
Well, obviously, I would put them below Oklahoma and Penn State. Those would be the two obvious ones. But outside of that, no, it's a better team than Michigan. They don't have any real stars except the running back, but they're still a better all-around football team than Michigan. I'd put them number 3 in there, yeah.
So an example of the talent and equity, Danny Davis, a wide receiver from Springfield here in the Dayton area, did not get an offer from Ohio State. He went to Wisconsin as a true freshman, and he gets basically starter minutes. So keep that in mind. But when Dwayne says we are a more talented team, he means it. This is not a game they should lose. I'm sorry. After all this work to get here, and I realize Wisconsin is a good team and has had a great year, and their quarterback is scrappy, and it's just not a game they should lose.
You look at
that makes me nervous.
But that's also the thing that I think if they go in with the mentality that, look, we want to come out of here with something. We're a bunch of seniors, guys that are going early. This is it. We're probably not going to make the playoff. It's just cards are not falling quickly enough in our direction. We needed to be probably at least number 7, possibly number 6, to get have any real shot at trying to make the top 4. And we're not. We're going to be number 8 again. And I just don't think that's good enough. So this is what you have. You get to win a Big Ten championship. That'd be a pretty nice way to go out. And if they take that mentality that this is coming out here with some hardware after a senior year that, we went into the season ranked number 2, and here we are. This is what we can get for sure. Let's make sure we get it. I could see that, that could fall either way, Dan, but I think that that's what they're going to come out and say, let's get something out of this.
I still also think if they put forth a performance of true dominance, I don't think it has to be 59-0 like it was the last time we did this dance, but something of a similar vibe, a 30-point win that's really convincing, I think they may have a shot. I think we sometimes give the committee a little bit too much credit. This is one of those cases where it's good to be Ohio State in terms of ratings and such. And I think they'll have a strong argument, but they have to absolutely pound Wisconsin. I just don't know if I'm confident that could happen. But give me your impressions of Dwayne Haskins. Obviously, he came on and saved the day, but we've been waiting a long time to see him. Give me an idea of what you thought of him. Obviously, he played well, but we've been waiting a long time to see him play under pressure.
Well, that's it. This was in the big house against, our great rival, the greatest rivalry in college sports for sure, if not all of sports in America. And the game is still on the line. It's not like we're in mop-up time here. He's got 100,000 people, and most of them don't like him. They're screaming at him, and this kid just comes in, cool as ice, and just directs the Buckeyes down the field, takes us to a victory. He's 6 of 7, 94 yards. He's got the big scramble. He's just, how can you find anything wrong with his performance? I don't get that. He just looks spectacular and ready to step in and be the Ohio State starting quarterback.
Yeah, everyone talks about the plays that he made down the field, especially the one to Austin Mack, which was beautiful. The real difference in the offense to me was the 2 crossing routes he threw to K.J. Hill. Where has that play gone? To me, Ohio State is one of those teams where you should have enough playmakers that you should be able to dump the ball off for 3 yards to somebody and let them do it for you. We hadn't seen enough of that, and that is not about downfield arm strength, but somehow that got back in the mix. And
it killed them. Because, they both ended up being big plays. One misstep or Hill would have he carried it to the end zone. He just had one place where he stepped out of bounds. You know, Haskins comes in and he's think about the scramble. The one thing that stands out to me is his decisiveness. He's out there making decisions quickly. Pass rush wasn't an issue because he's getting rid of the ball so quickly. And that's been a thing with JT. That's one thing that is hard to argue against when people say he's just standing back there holding on to the ball too long. He has at times, you know, you're like, throw the ball, dude. Just throw the ball. And this kid, he just came in and found his man, hit him. He was accurate. It's hard to find anything wrong with his performance.
Yeah, it was certainly one for the books. Let's have your pick. We'll finish it up here. Your pick, Wisconsin versus Ohio State.
You know, we have some concerns that you know, I keep getting Iowa in my head that this a similar type of team that's a little bit more talented. But Ohio State should roll these guys. We really should. You know, you said it earlier in the show that we should not lose this game. And I think we should absolutely walk away from them. I'm going to say 38-14.
There you have it, people. I think that would be 38-14 with some pleasurable optics. I do think is probably good enough to get them into the playoffs. I may change my mind on that after I produce the show. I could then change my mind back because it's going to be really close. The Alabama-Ohio State argument is obviously going to be one that the media is going to drag out and pump up because it's going to sell papers. But we shall see. Keep it locked in here, Bucknutters. Have a good one.